Leny Yoro to Manchester United is a here we go confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Aaron Wan-Bissaka apparently on the brink of joining West Ham, plus also all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. These are some of the things we will be discussing on this evening's live show. But before we get into that, please smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this evening's show. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6 p.m. UK time. Currently, only 50% of people who watch our videos are subscribed. So if you're one of those who isn't subscribed, make sure you get involved. It's completely free content and doesn't cost any money. I am absolutely speechless tonight. I am in awe. Leny Yoro to Manchester United, here we go. It's those three words that we all love to hear, don't we? I honestly, I could not be happier with this. I really, really couldn't. How does everybody feel? How are you feeling in this moment right now? De Ligt doesn't seem to be happening. Leny Yoro is at Carrington. Apparently he has completed his medical. He was flown in today on a private jet and he is now on the brink of becoming a Manchester United player. Let me know in the comments section. How do you feel about Leny Yoro? So this is coming out from Fabrizio. He says, Leny Yoro to Manchester United. Here we go, confirmed. He says, deal in place after first part of medical was completed today. He says, more tests to follow. Then he's ready to sign a 5-year deal valid until June 2029. He says, Lille and Manchester United have all documents set for deal worth 50 million plus several add-ons. Now, this is the bit that I'm a little bit confused about because there are some contrasting reports on his transfer fee. Fabrizio Romano said it's 50 million euros, right? But then you've got Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic saying it's 52 million. He says it's 62 million euros plus 8 million in add-ons, which is 52 million pounds plus add-ons. It's a little bit confusing. Obviously, Fabrizio's saying 50 million euros and Laurie Whitwell's saying 62. So I'm going to try and do some digging. I'm going to try and work out exactly what's going on here because there's a big gap in valuation there. Sky Sports are reporting that it's 50 million pounds plus add-ons. Maybe that's where Fabrizio's got confused. Maybe he's put a euro instead of a pound sign. Maybe. I mean, 50 million pounds, it's a hell of a lot of money, but I think in the long run, it's definitely worth it. We're signing a player who is a generational talent. We're signing a centre-back who could be part of our first team for the next decade. And for that, I think 50 million is perfectly reasonable when you think about it. If you think about other players that are available on the market, right? You compare Leny Yoro to De Ligt. You compare Leny Yoro to Branthwaite. They wanted 80 million for Branthwaite. And there's no way on earth that Branthwaite is better than Leny Yoro. Not a hope in hell. Leny Yoro is levels above Branthwaite. And he's about 4 years younger, I think. I saw Everton were coming out earlier on today being really salty about the situation, you know, saying, oh, they've overpaid for him. He's never even played for his national team, all the rest of it. They're just salty because they haven't got the money that they wanted for Branthwaite. And we've ended up with a better player for less money. And they're not happy about it. And all we can do is laugh about that. But how is everybody feeling? Get in the comments section. Let me know. Leny Yoro to Manchester United is a here we go. We should get the pictures of him in the shirt tomorrow. That's what I've read. That's what I've been told. Obviously, they have to finish the medical. They've got to make sure he's completely all right. The contract apparently is going to be £115,000 per week, plus bonuses. No issue with that whatsoever. Maguire is earning double that at the moment, Harry Maguire. And I know I keep, giving references of other players, but there is no way on earth that Harry Maguire is double the value of Leny Yoro. And obviously, the Harry Maguire contract was one that was given out by Ed Woodward at the end of the day. It was one of our very many bad deals that we've done in the past. So, yeah. But, let me know how you're all feeling about this Leny Yoro deal. For anybody who doesn't know that much about him, there is going to be a video going up on the channel tomorrow, which shows you some of his best bits, some clips of him, and I'll be narrating over the top of it, kind of giving you a bit more of an in-depth analysis on the player. So look out for that. It's going to be the first time that we've done a video like this on the channel. It's very different to what we do usually. So hopefully people enjoy that. So yeah, the story goes on to say that apparently Leny Yoro has now informed Real Madrid that he will join Manchester United. You've got Florian Plettenberg saying that Leny Yoro will become a Manchester United player in the next few hours. Great. Obviously, Fabrizio said the here we go, which is very, very rare that the deal falls through after Fabrizio said, here we go. It does happen occasionally, but it is usually very, very occasionally. I can't remember the last time Fabrizio did a here we go and it fell through, but things can happen, you know? You never know in the transfer world. Maybe Real Madrid come knocking now. Until he's wearing the Manchester United shirt, I'm always going to be hesitant because we've been stung like this in the past. There's been players who have gone for their medical and then the next day decided they want to move somewhere else. I don't personally think that's going to happen with Leny Yoro, though, because if we're supposedly paying £50 million for him, which is what's being reported widely this evening, there's no way on earth Real Madrid are going to match that. Real Madrid offered £17 million. So they literally offered about a third of what we offered. And Real Madrid's narrative is apparently this. Either we sign you for £17 million now, or we sign you for free next summer, because he only had 1 year left of his contract. So I don't see a world where Real Madrid come back to the table, because to come back to the table, they would have to offer £50 million. And they're just simply not going to do that. Now, rival fans are probably going to say we've overpaid for a player who's only played, I think, maybe 40 games in the French league, a player who's never been capped for France. We are buying potential, but he is a player who was pivotal in Lille's top 4 finish last season in the Ligue 1. And anybody who watches the French league will be able to confirm how much of a good player he is. It's not just hype. He is genuinely regarded as one of the best up-and-coming centre-backs in the world. And at the age of 18, the sky is the limit. We could be sat here in 2 or 3 seasons saying he is literally the best centre-back in the world. And that's not unrealistic. It really, really isn't. So I could not be happier about this. I couldn't be happier to see the partnership that Lisandro Martinez and Leny Yoro will form together. We've got our new Raphael Varane, and I just think it's poetic that we've gone from Raphael Varane, who was one of the best centre-backs in my lifetime, one of the best French centre-backs of all time, and we've now just gone and bought another French centre-back who, from what I've seen of him, is a younger Raphael Varane. And I honestly just think that's amazing. And I could not be happier about it. But please let me know in the comment section, how do you feel in this moment right now? Are you happy with this signing? Let me know what you think. And everyone who's just joined the video, if you could do me a small favour and smash a like, that'd be really, really appreciated. We have over 500 people watching the show live now. If everyone who's watching likes the video, we should hit 1,000 by the end of today's video. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. We are now very, very close to 30k. We're literally 5 subscribers away from 30k, and I will be giving out 2 Manchester United shirts, the new shirt, when we hit 30,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go and do that. It's completely free content, and you will be in with a chance of winning a Manchester United shirt. Hopefully that's by the end of today. Hopefully we hit the 30k. Hopefully by the end of today's video. That would be even better. I'll come back to Leny Yoro in a minute, because obviously I know everyone's very, very excited about that. But there is some other topics I want to get into. And the next topic is about Wan-Bissaka. And I'm going to do a poll. The question's going to be this. Should United sell Wan-Bissaka 15 million? So, the news coming out this evening, this is coming from multiple different journalists, is that apparently West Ham are now in advanced talks to sign Wan-Bissaka. It's a deal that is expected to be complete. He's got 1 year left of his contract at Manchester United. Manchester United have apparently not offered him a new deal. So the situation is this. Either they sell him now, or he leaves for free next year. Manchester United are reportedly asking for £15 million for Wan-Bissaka. I'm going to say this from the off, right? £15 million for Wan-Bissaka seems very, very low, I think. You can let me know in the comment section now. Would you sell Wan-Bissaka to West Ham for £15 million? I think it sounds low. 26 years of age. I still regard Wan-Bissaka as one of the best defensive right-backs in world football. And I know some people are thinking, what the hell are you talking about? But if you go and watch Wan-Bissaka play, going forward, he offers nothing. And I don't think that's being harsh. I think that's being pretty fair. But defensively, one-on-one, I don't think there's a better right-back in the world. Genuinely. But obviously, in the modern game, your right-back needs to be able to attack as well. And Wan-Bissaka can't attack. So I understand that he's limited. But still, to only get £15 million for him, I do feel like that sounds a little bit low. But I'd be interested to see what other Manchester United fans have to say. We signed him 5 years ago for €55 million. And now, apparently, we're going to sell him for €20 million. So we're taking a €35 million loss. But I guess when you consider all things and you consider the fact that he has only got 1 year left of his deal and they're not offering him a new contract, it's either £15 million now or you lose him for free in a year's time. Like, that's the reality of the situation. It's all good and well us saying, I think it's too much, it's unfair, we should be getting more. But if we don't want to give him a new contract, then the only option is to sell him, really, isn't it? Or to let his contract run down. And I would much rather sell him at this point, get some money in the bank, help out with our financial fair play situation, than wait a year and let him go for nothing. Because the other thing we have to consider as well is, right, we would still have to pay his wages for the next year. He's on about 100k a week, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So if we were to let him go now, we would be saving around £5 million over the next 12 months in wages. We'd bring in £15 million in transfer revenue. The only problem is we would then have to sign a new right back because all we have is Diogo Dalot. And there isn't really, as far as I'm aware, anybody coming through the youth academy that can kind of slot in as a backup right back. Now, the most obvious option for his replacement and what's being reported today is Ferdi Kadioglu. 24 years of age, currently plays his football for Fenerbahce in the Turkish league. He is predominantly a left back, but he can also play at right back. He is right-footed, and he also can play as a central midfielder as well. So he's a very versatile player, Ferdi Kadioglu, and I think he would be a really, really good addition to Manchester United. So to summarise this section, right, Aaron Wan-Bissaka to West Ham advanced. It looks like this deal will go through, £15 million. And the most likely replacement is Ferdi Kadioglu. Welcome, Romano86, who's just joined the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Thank you very much for your support, mate. If you do want to join the Members Club, you get a badge next to your name. You can do members-only chats and all sorts of things. Hit the $ and go and get involved. If you're not in a position to do that, then obviously that's completely fine. But if you are, any support is, of course, appreciated. But yeah, let me know. Let's do a poll. At the moment, we've got a poll running on Wan-Bissaka. The question is, should United sell Wan-Bissaka for £15 million? You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you're not watching the video live. But it looks like Ferdi Kadioglu will be the man to replace Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United have already had a bid rejected from Fenerbahce for Ferdi Kadioglu, apparently reported to be £19 million. They are asking for around £30 million for Ferdi Kadioglu. So there's a bit of a gap in valuation at the moment, but the thing we have to remember here is Fenerbahce are desperate to sign Victor Lindelof. So there's a world where Victor Lindelof goes and joins Fenerbahce, and we then sign Ferdi Kadioglu. Apparently, Lindelof is valued at around £15 million. So we sell Victor Lindelof to Fenerbahce, get £15 million in the bank, and then with that money, we then go and sign Ferdi Kadioglu from Fenerbahce for £30 million. So I can see the logic behind this deal. People in the chat are saying we should be getting more. I get it. Somebody says, Kadioglu, another Dutch player and not that good, IMO. I mean, he's not a Dutch player, is he? He's Turkish. I understand that he has played in the Eredivisie before, but the thing that I don't like, right, is people put players in the same bracket just because of their nationality. And it doesn't really make sense to me. If we're buying the best player available, why does it matter what nationality they are? Xerxes for 34 million, in my opinion, is the best striker available on the market. There isn't anybody else in that price range who's better than him. So why does it matter if he's Dutch? Just because we have a Dutch manager. We've just signed Leny Yoro, who is regarded as one of the best generational centre-backs in the world at the moment. He's not Dutch. Like, I don't know what this obsession is about, people being upset that we're signing players that Erik ten Hag might vaguely know or might have seen play before in the Eredivisie. It's not like they're all round his house for dinner every night. I don't know. I don't really mind. I think Ferdi Kadioglu in the Euros looked really, really solid. And I think he would be a good option. Would I swap him for Wan-Bissaka? I don't know. But what I will say is this. The fact of the matter is, Manchester United don't want to offer Wan-Bissaka a new contract. Okay? So whether we think Ferdy Kadioglu is better or not is kind of irrelevant. Manchester United have the option to keep Wan-Bissaka, but they don't want to. They're not interested. They want a new right back. Now, to give you the full kind of news that's out today, obviously with this Wan-Bissaka story, there is now a lot of links to Jeremy Frimpong. Okay? There are stories saying that Manchester United are now going to trigger Jeremy Frimpong's release clause. He has a release clause of 40 million euros. Wan-Bissaka is going to be sold for about 20 million euros. I like Frimpong. I think he's quality. But he's not a right back. He's a right wing back. And even then, you're maybe pushing it. He played at right wing for most of the season at Bayern Leverkusen. So bringing him in as your right back is a massive risk. Unless, of course, you're going to change the formation. Because there are murmurs that apparently Erik ten Hag's going to try a 3-4-2-1. Whether or not that will happen, we'll have to wait and see. But obviously a 3-4-2-1 would allow a player like Frimpong to come in and operate as that right wing back, because you'd have 3 centre backs, a left wing back and a right wing back. But obviously, those are all bit if, buts and maybes. That's a good question though. Would you like to see Jeremy Frimpong at Manchester United? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. People are asking about Matthijs de Ligt. Yep, I'm getting onto that right now. So in relation to Matthijs de Ligt, apparently Bayern Munich was staying fixed on their 50 million euros valuation of Matthijs de Ligt. And apparently Manchester United weren't willing to pay that. They valued him at somewhere closer to 35 million pounds, which is about 40 million euros. And as it stands at the moment, Matthijs de Ligt to Manchester United is on hold. From what I've been told, Manchester United need to sign Maguire and or Lindelof, maybe even both of them. It looks like Lindelof's going to go, but whether or not Maguire's going to go is yet to be seen. Obviously, if Maguire and Lindelof goes, we'll definitely bring in we'll bring in de Ligt, because then you'd have Lisandro Martinez, Leny Yoro, de Ligt, Johnny Evans, and Luke Shaw, who can cover as left-sided centre-back. So you'd have 5 options then, and that would be enough. And obviously, there's players in the youth academy that can come through and fill the place if someone was injured, on the bench or whatever. So we do have options there. But as it stands at the moment, de Ligt to Manchester United is on hold. Manchester United have wanted Leny Yoro. He's the priority signing. They've got him. And it was David Ornstein that reported a couple of days ago that Manchester United would sign either de Ligt or Leny Yoro, not both. And if they wanted both, they would have to sell Maguire and or Lindelof. So we are getting the signings in. But those people saying, I want de Ligt, why are we not signing de Ligt? I think we're going to have to wait until later on in the window. And there is always the potential now that other clubs come into the market and try and sign de Ligt. Because the groundwork has already been done. Clubs know how much Bayern Munich want for de Ligt. They know that he has a 50 million euros asking price. They know that he wants to leave. They know that Bayern Munich want to sell him. So it's a relatively simple deal for someone else to come along and do. Obviously, Liverpool were interested in Leny Yoro. PSG were interested in Leny Yoro. Is there a world where one of those clubs now try and sign de Ligt? It's a possibility. It might well happen, but I'm happy as it stands. Even if next season we've still got Maguire and Lindelof, I think they should both leave, but I would be happy because I would know that Leny Yoro and Martinez would be the starting centre-backs for Manchester United. And as much as de Ligt excites me, I think we just have to be patient. The next priority has to be a central defensive midfielder. We will be talking about that in a minute because I have got a big update on Manuel Ugarte for you. But signing another centre-back now would not make any sense. Because otherwise, we've just spent 50 million on Leny Yoro and they want 50 million for de Ligt. That would be 100 million on 2 centre-backs, as well as 34 million on Xerxes. We don't have an unlimited amount of money to spend this summer. But just to quickly circle back on the Leny Yoro story, I'm going to have to applaud INEOS for this. Apparently, the Leny Yoro transfer fee is being split over 5 years. So it's 50 million split across 5 years. So 10 million this year, 10 million the year after, etc., etc. Exactly the same format as what they did with Xerxes, split over a number of years. And the reason why this is good is it allows us to spend more money. And it's really, really clever. So massive. I don't know why we didn't do this in the past. But yeah, let's see who's in the chat this evening. Everyone who's just joined the video, if you could do me a small favor and smash a like, that would be really, really appreciated. We've got over 700 people watching live now, which is absolutely amazing. I've set a likes target of 1,000 for today's video. If everybody who's watching likes, we will hit that target. So please go and do that. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe. We are literally 2 subscribers away from 30k now. We're knocking on the 30k door. So let's try and hit that by the end of today's stream. I might even stay live until we hit 30k, maybe. So go and subscribe now. Let's make sure we hit that by the end of today's video. And make sure to let me know your thoughts on Wan-Bissaka. Let me know your thoughts on Leny Yoro. And yeah, let's crack on with the rest of the show. Right, so next up, I want to talk about Manuel Ugarte. So the headline this evening, coming from PSG sources, is that PSG sources are adamant that more than one verbal offer has already been made by Manchester United for Manuel Ugarte. It says that United sources have always been insistent that they haven't placed any formal offer. So as it stands, it's a case of who blinks first. PSG want 50 million euros for Manuel Ugarte. Manchester United aren't willing to pay it. They see a player who wants to leave, is surplus to requirements, isn't getting the game time he deserves, and is unhappy. And PSG want to sell him. That's the fact of the matter. Now, I've been told that apparently Manchester United at this stage are more likely to do a loan deal for Manuel Ugarte. A loan with an obligation to buy. That's what apparently they're pushing for, because again, that will allow them to spend more money elsewhere this summer. INEOS have identified that Manchester United squad needs to be needs to be completely overhauled. We need probably 5, 6, 7 first team players. If Wan-Bissaka goes, we need a new right back. We need 2 centre backs. We need another midfielder. We need maybe a left back. We might even need another attacker. Like, we need so many players this summer. And if there's an opportunity for us to get Ugarte on loan with an obligation to buy in 12 months, it makes a lot of sense. It really, really does. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with Manuel Ugarte. At the moment, Manchester United are leading the race. At the moment, there isn't really that much competition for him. He wants to come to United. He's agreed personal terms. He spoke to Erik ten Hag. He's bought into the project. But it all just depends on PSG. Because, let me just have a sip of my water. I'm going to keep you hanging for a minute there. PSG want the cash. They want the cash because they want to go and sign João Neves from Benfica. They also, for anybody who's unaware, are interested and apparently in advanced talks to sign Victor Osimhen. PSG are going to have a massive transfer window this summer. They're literally negotiating with Napoli now, according to Fabrizio, to bring Victor Osimhen to to PSG this summer. So, yeah, the Manuel Ugarte deal, a bit like De Ligt, I think is going to have to wait a little bit. We know that the priorities were a striker and a centre-back, and we know that the next priority is a central defensive midfielder. The alternative is obviously Sofyan Amrabat. Whether or not we'll go for him, I don't know. He's available for 12 million. He has apparently handed in a transfer request. He's not training with Fiorentina. He is desperate to come to Manchester United. Sofyan Amrabat is waiting to join Manchester United. He wants nothing more than to come and play for Manchester United. Okay? It's a crazy transfer window. I honestly think it's the most excited I've been about a transfer window in as long as I can remember. And usually we get linked to players and we don't buy anybody. But so far, we've got Joshua Zirkzee, who was on the brink of going to AC Milan, and we managed to take that deal off them. And we've got Leny Yoro, who literally looked set to go to Real Madrid. PSG were interested. Liverpool were interested. He rejected PSG. And I think Liverpool didn't actually submit a bid because they thought he was going to Real Madrid. But it's been a very, very good transfer window so far. And there are even some murmurs that Leny Yoro could be available for the game against Rangers on Saturday. He's been training with Lille over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, he wasn't at the Euros, so he's fit, he's available. And some are saying that he could be on the bench on Saturday when we play Rangers. That's crazy. He's only just done his medical today and he might be in that squad. So really, really happy with how the business has gone so far. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm so happy. So happy about it. And if we sell the players that are expected to go, the Wan-Bissakas, the Maguires, the McTominays, this could easily be our best transfer window in the last decade. INEOS are making moves. And yeah, I'm really, really impressed. But yeah, let me know what you think about Manuel Ugarte. Like, how do you think this deal is going to end up? Do you think Manchester United will end up buying him? Or do you think we'll go for this loan with an obligation to buy? If I had to pick, I would definitely do the loan with the obligation to buy because it just makes a lot more sense. And I think then that allows us, as we all know, to spend more money this summer. And that's the most important thing. We want to bring in as many players as possible this summer. We've already got rid of Donny. We've got rid of Greenwood, Varane, Martial, Willy Cambuala, Brandon Williams. There's probably some others I've forgotten about. But when you add up all the wages of those players, right? Varane, 350k a week. Donny, 150k a week. Greenwood, about 100k a week. Like, we've probably cleared anywhere from £500,000 to £1 million in wages. And we're only a month into the transfer window. Let that just focus on that for a minute. Probably about 750k per week in wages have been cleared. And we're bringing in young, hungry talents on relatively small amounts of money. Leny Yoro, 115 grand a week. Obviously, that's a lot of money to me or you, but for a footballer, that's not that much. As I just said, Varane was on 350k a week. We've replaced him with an 18-year-old who's on a third of those wages and is regarded as one of the best up-and-coming centre-backs in the world. Like, that is good business. Removing Varane pretty much pays for Leny Yoro's transfer fee. 2 years of Varane's wages will be the same amount of money as Leny Yoro's transfer fee. It's crazy. It's crazy money when you add up, the players' wages over a long period of time. Joe says, what's going on with Casemiro? In relation to Casemiro, the latest with Casemiro is that there are lots and lots of clubs interested from Saudi Arabia. A deal is expected to be done. But the thing we have to remember with the Saudi League is their transfer window closes a lot later than ours. So it kind of causes a bit of a problem, I think. And I think it does slow things down for us. So, I don't know. I hope and pray that the Casemiro deal gets done quickly. I do. Because we are relying on that money to then go and sign other players. And again, Casemiro is another person who is on ridiculous wages. 350k a week. Their window doesn't close until the 7th of September. So it's about a week after ours. There's going to be a massive flurry of activity going to the Saudi League. Don't worry about that. Obviously, Moussa Diaby apparently might be moving to Saudi from Villa. Like, they are going for the high-profile players. And one of those players will be Casemiro. It's just a case of waiting and seeing about how long it's going to take to go through. Jason says, how much is Yoro's wages? Apparently, they're 115 grand a week. That's what's being reported today. Which is a lot when you think that he was only on 5 grand a week at Lille. But I think he's worth it. I really do. I have no issue with it whatsoever. And if giving him high wages is the way to sign him, then it's just part of football, isn't it? Mila says the Saudi market opens today. Yeah, that was the other thing that I forgot to mention. So the reason that Casemiro hasn't signed for Saudi yet is that their window only officially opens today. Their window opens a couple of weeks later than ours, but then closes a couple of weeks later than ours. So that's why it's kind of slowed things down a little bit. But yeah, I'm just really, really happy tonight. Last week we had obviously the Xerxes deal and everyone was buzzing about that. And then this week we've had Leny Yoro. I was talking to my friend earlier who supports Arsenal and he was like, to be fair, you are making some serious moves. Arsenal have signed nobody. He was like, our pre-season starts this week and we've got no new signings. Like, what's going on? And we've literally, as I said, got rid of people like Martial, Donny, Greenwood, Willy Cambuala, Lindelof's on the way out. Wan-Bissaka's on the way out. McTominay probably is on the way out. For anybody who missed the show earlier on today, Manchester United today rejected a bid from Fulham for £17 million for Scott McTominay. This was reported by Sky Sports. Apparently Manchester United are asking for £30 million for Scott McTominay. So this is another player who could easily be gone this summer. And then we can use that 30 million to go and buy Ugarte or go and buy Amrabat. Or maybe even we, look at another central midfielder. There are other names that we're linked to. There is still a big chance as well that we go for Xavi Simons. There are more stories today linking Manchester United with Xavi Simons, saying that Ruud van Nistelrooy and Erik ten Hag are desperate to bring him in. So yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. Welcome to Benjamin, who's just joined the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. I really, really do appreciate that. So welcome, the latest member of the Members Club. Thank you very much. We've got over 800 people watching live now, which is amazing. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do me a small favor and go and do that right now. I've set a likes target of 1,000 for today's video. So let's make sure we hit that by the end of today's stream. And we are literally getting closer and closer to the 30k subscribers. We're now 1 away. So please, let's hit that by the end of today's video. If this is your first time watching, go and subscribe. Let's all celebrate 30k whilst I'm live. I might just stay live until we hit 30k. I do have some things I need to do, but yeah. Go and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's hit that by the end of today's show. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat this evening as well. How does everyone feel, by the way, about the Scott McTominay bid? £17 million. That was what was offered by Fulham. Manchester United apparently want £30 million. You know what? I agree. £30 million for Scott McTominay is a fair price. He's come through the youth academy. He would be 100% profit. He does only have 1 year left of his contract, though. I spoke about this on the show yesterday, right? There are a lot of players at Manchester United who have contracts running out. And there are lots of players that Manchester United have to make decisions on. Some of those players, McTominay, his contract expires next year. Wan-Bissaka's does. Maguire's does. Lindelof's does. Hannibal does. Eriksen does. Pellistri does. I'll be blunt with you, right? I genuinely think Eriksen, Hannibal, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka and McTominay will leave this summer. Mason Greenwood's already gone. His contract expires. The only other person is Amad Diallo, but apparently he's getting a new deal. So we could see a whole more flurry of activity leaving the club between now and the end of the window. Manchester United are trying to raise as much funds as possible. They're trying to remove as many wages as possible, because the thing you have to remember is, right, whatever you think about Mason Greenwood, we were paying his wages for him to go and play at Getafe. It was stupid. Victor Lindelof, he was a bench player. We're paying him 120k a week. Maguire should be a bench player. He's on 200 grand a week. Like, a competent football club doesn't pay Harry Maguire 200 grand to sit on the bench and then finish 8th in the Premier League. You look at the end of the season and you evaluate and say, something's not right here. We need to make some changes. And those changes are getting rid of people and bringing in new players. And so far, we've done that very, very well. We've completely outdone what I expected in this transfer window already. And I honestly think it's only going to get better from here. I think we're going to keep getting more signings. I think we're going to keep seeing players leaving. And I honestly think by the end of this window, we could have 6 or 7 new signings. And we're going to play a little fun game now. I like to make the show interactive. Some people in the comments don't seem to like the interactive element of it, but I think it's important to engage with this community that we've got. So I want you to predict, who do you think Manchester United will end up signing this summer? Obviously, we've got De Ligt. We haven't got De Ligt. We've got Xerxes and we've got Leny Yoro. Who else do you think we're going to sign? Let me know in the comment section. Now, I don't want you to tell me who you want to sign. I want you to predict who we're going to sign. That's the game. And I will do the same now, okay? So we've got Xerxes and Leny Yoro. I have a funny feeling we're going to get Amrabat, because I think we've been priced out of a deal for Ugarte. I don't think they want to pay 50 million for Ugarte, and that's what PSG are asking for him. So I personally think Ugarte to Manchester United might not happen unless it happens later on in the window. So I'm going to say Amrabat's going to sign. I think we'll get Ferdi Kadioglu. And I think we will get De Ligt eventually. But I think it will be once Victor Lindelof and Maguire have gone. So this is what I predict the transfer window will be. We'll look back on this video further down the line. So it's going to be Xerxes, Leny Yoro, De Ligt, Kadioglu, Amrabat, and maybe one other player. That's what I predict will happen. There'll be 5 or 6 signings. But again, it completely depends. You know, if PSG, say, come along and put in a bid for Rashford, then it completely changes, doesn't it? But yeah, let me know. What's your prediction for the rest of the window? I'm interested to see what other Manchester United fans have to say. So make sure you get involved on that. Let's see what people are saying in the comments quickly. Stefan says, why are we not looking at Jonathan David? I mean, Jonathan David is an option. It's a player we've been linked to, but it has gone very, very quiet. Milas says, Fabrizio said we need to sell Lindelof to buy another centre-back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fact. That's a fact here. The De Ligt deal is on hold until we sell Lindelof or Maguire. If we can't get rid of one of them, then we're probably not going to see De Ligt coming. I still think we will sign De Ligt, though, just to be very, very clear. I just think at the moment, the deal has gone calm because Manchester United have got their man. They probably never thought that they would get Leny Yoro. They thought he was going to Real Madrid, but tried anyway. They've done everything in their power to bring Leny Yoro to Manchester United, and they've succeeded in doing it. And we have to give INEOS a lot of credit for that. We were all worried about INEOS. We were all concerned about whether they were the right people to take us forward. And I'll say this now. What they've done so far, by bringing in Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rene Haak, is more than I expected. They have done an unbelievable job. Now, we might finish 10th next season and people might say, INEOS out, they're rubbish, get rid of them. Like, that's obviously a possibility. But so far, they've set us up in the best possible way to succeed. I don't know if you would all agree. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm just really, really happy at the moment. Really, really happy. Yeah, really, really happy. We'll wait and see what happens, though, in the last kind of final weeks of the window. Wan-Bissaka to West Ham, 15 million. That's obviously going to happen imminently. And then it looks like Ferdy Kadioglu will come as his replacement. Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm just happy. I'm happy to be a Manchester United supporter again. We've literally suffered so much over the last decade. It's been a miserable God knows how many years. And we are finally now moving in the right direction. We have to still be patient, though. Remember that, okay? We have to still be patient. Stuff isn't going to happen overnight. We can't be expecting Manchester United to win the Premier League next season and be calling for the manager to be sacked if that doesn't happen. We still have to have realistic expectations. For me, my expectations for next season is win the Europa League. 100%. We should be winning the Europa League. As well as that, we should also be finishing in the top 6. That's my expectation. What's your expectation? With these signings we've made so far, are you sat there at home today saying, we're going to win the Premier League next season? Like, what do you think? Let me know. I still think we have to kind of take a deep breath and go into it calmly and patiently, because things won't happen immediately. There will be mistakes. There will be bad results. We probably will lose against a bottom half team again, and people will be calling for the manager to be sacked. That is going to happen. But we need to get behind this team. We need to get behind this manager. We need to get behind INEOS. They clearly know what they're doing. And they deserve our patience and our trust. That's my take anyway. Midas says, I think we'll get top 4 and 1 final. KD says, glad you were wrong on your We're Getting Played morning show. Happy to give you my told you so. Mate, I'm more than happy to own it when I get something wrong. My personal opinion this morning was that Leny Yoro was flirting with us to get Real Madrid's attention. And I'll be completely brutal with you. I still think that was the case. But Real Madrid have come out and said we're not offering that amount of money. So I think we're both right and we're both wrong, if that makes sense. Leny Yoro is going to be very happy at Manchester United. He's going to be paid life-changing amounts of money. He's going to be a starting centre-back for one of the best football clubs in the world, with the biggest fan base and the best fan base and the most loving fan base. He's a very lucky man. But we all still know that he wanted Real Madrid. And for me personally, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Manchester United haven't won a Premier League in 10 years. How can we be upset that somebody wanted Real Madrid, who've just won the Champions League and win the La Liga pretty much every year, and have a brand new stadium and have just bought Kylian Mbappe? Like, how could you be upset or offended by the fact that somebody wanted to go to Real Madrid when they had the option of coming to Manchester United? Like, you can't, can you? If Manchester United had just won the Champions League and had won the Premier League every year for the last 5 years and he didn't want to come, then obviously you'd be like, well, screw you. But that's not the case, are we? We're in a rebuild. It's a project. So, yeah, I have no issue with the whole he wanted Real Madrid thing. You've already got people trolling us saying, oh, within 12 months he'll move to Real Madrid and all the rest of it. The thing you have to remember, which is really important, is if Leny Yoro's dream is Real Madrid, right, in the future, he will only get that move if he proves to the world that he is the player that we all expect him to be. He has to come to Manchester United and be world class to still keep Real Madrid interested. They're not going to buy him if he flops in the Premier League, are they? So he's taken a big risk and he has a lot to prove, and I'm excited for it. And if in the future Real Madrid come knocking and they say, You know, we'll give you 80 million for Leny Yoro. Obviously, I'd be sad, but that's just how football works, isn't it? You know? But yeah, let me know how you're all feeling about this. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see him in a Manchester United shirt. As I said, apparently he will feature or might feature in the game on Saturday against Rangers. They've confirmed that apparently he will definitely be going on the pre-season tour, which starts next week, I think. I think it's next Friday, the first game against Arsenal. So we will definitely see him very, very soon in a Manchester United shirt. And I'm really, really happy about that. The final little bits of news for you is obviously Mason Greenwood has joined Marseille, 30 million euros plus a massive sell-on clause. So I wish Mason Greenwood all the best at Marseille. Hopefully he can live up to the potential that we all see in him. And then hopefully in the future we benefit from that sell-on clause. Obviously he's going to work under Roberto De Zerbi. A new start, a fresh start for his family. No Champions League or European football though, but yeah, he's gone. He's flown to Marseille. He's done his medical, and apparently he's going to be announced as a Marseille player in the next kind of few hours. So Mason Greenwood's gone. The conversation of whether he should stay or go is over. There is no more conversation to have. It's done. And we don't have to talk about it anymore, hopefully. A final little bit as well. Joshua Zirkzee has done his first interview as a Manchester United player. And the news here is that apparently he wants the number 9 shirt. Apparently Højlund also wants the number 9 shirt. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Hopefully they can, settle it in a nice way. I don't know. I mean, it is just a shirt number at the end of the day. I understand with like Ronaldo when his brand is number 7, like he has to be number 7. But like Zirkzee and Højlund, like it's not like their brand is focused around a number. It is just a number on the back of their shirt. But I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I'm going to go and take the dog for a walk. I'm going to go outside. It's a lovely sunny day here. Thank you very much for joining me on the show this evening. Please make sure to smash a like before you leave. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're still 1 subscriber away from 30k, literally. So if there's anybody watching live right now who's not subscribed, please do go and do that. It would be nice if we hit it whilst we're live, just so we can kind of share that moment together. It's been an amazing stream. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me. I really, really appreciate it. I cannot wait to see Leny Yoro at Manchester United. I'm so, so excited about that. It's been a good day, and it feels good to be a Manchester United fan at the moment. All the rival fans are worrying and, trying to troll us and all the rest of it. They're all hating on us. There we go. We've just hit 30k subscribers as well. The day has just got even better. Thank you so much to every single one of you who has been a part of this channel since it started. I really, really do appreciate you all. We've just hit 30k. What an amazing milestone. And I'm not going to say too much at this moment in time, but there are some massive things coming up if all goes well with this channel. There's been some really interesting conversations I've had over the last couple of days, some really interesting meetings. And yeah, just to say, for those of you who've been here from the beginning, if these conversations go the way I'm hoping they will, it's going to be special. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, big ups to all of you. We have just hit 30k. We will do the competition tomorrow when I'm live. I want to go and get outside and walk the dog and all the rest of it. I will be giving out 2 shirts tomorrow, probably on the morning stream. I'll work out a fair way of doing it. And I'm also going to set the next target, which is going to be 50k. And there's going to be some absolutely crazy things involved in the 50k one. So yeah, big ups to every single one of you. I really, really do appreciate you all. Don't forget to like the video before you go. It really helps to bring more people into the channel, so make sure you go and do that. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. The next target is 50k. Let's see how quickly we can do that. Big ups to all of you. I'll be back at 8:30 a.m. UK time for the morning show. If anything breaks between then and now, I always go live, so make sure you hit the notification bell. This has been Daily Red Devil. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye for now.